She wasn't very happy about it, bro. Now, I'm going to play some more of this press conference, but something I want to talk about is if Caitlin Clark comes back and drop a goose egg, it's simply Stephanie White's fault. If Caitlin Clark is not playing to the Caitlin Clark we love to see, and we love seeing her hit logo threes, it's Stephanie White.
Caitlin Clark's reaction after her disastrous return game said it all. No fist bumps, no words, just a cold walk straight off the court. And that moment, it may have just exposed Stephanie White's entire game plan. This wasn't just a rough night on the floor, this was a warning. A generational talent being run into the ground by a system that clearly isn't built for her. While the Fever struggled, Clark was left stranded, again. So the question now isn't just why did they lose? It's is Caitlin Clark quietly calling out her coach? And if so, what does that mean for the future of the Indiana Fever? She didn't smile. She didn't dap up teammates. She didn't even glance toward the bench. Caitlin Clark walked off the court with a cold, focused stare, and in that one silent moment, she may have revealed everything wrong with the Indiana Fever. It wasn't just frustration from a tough game, it was the body language of someone who feels alone, unprotected, and sidelined by a system that's supposed to support her. That quiet walk spoke louder than any interview, exposing a growing disconnect between Clark and head coach Stephanie White. Because when your franchise player walks off like that, it's not just about missed shots, it's about a broken strategy. By the third quarter, it was written all over her body language. Caitlin's shoulders sagged between plays. She stopped talking as much. The fire she usually plays with, that sharp edge, that trash talk spark, it flickered, then faded. Not because she was tired, but because she was alone. The pick and rolls, useless. No screens stuck, no cutters moved. Every possession turned into isolation, and even then, she had no clean looks. When she did make the right read, her teammates often bricked open shots or fumbled the ball, and that's when it hit fans watching. This wasn't just about skill, this was about a lack of preparation, a lack of coaching, a lack of a real system that maximizes the most transcendent rookie the league has seen in decades. Meanwhile, Stephanie White stood on the sideline with arms crossed, emotionless, as if watching her team fall apart was just another night at the office. But this wasn't just any night, this was Caitlin Clark's comeback. A night that should have been a celebration, turned into a warning sign. And then, it got worse. Sloppy turnovers, missed defensive assignments, lazy switches that gave the other team wide open looks. The basics were breaking down. You could see it on Caitlin Clark's face, the clenched jaw, the eyes darting toward the bench, the way she started walking back on defense a half step slower. She wasn't mad at her teammates. She wasn't barking or pointing fingers. No, her frustration was bigger than that. This wasn't about effort. It was about the system, or rather, the lack of one. Stephanie White has talent on this roster. Bigs who can screen, shooters who can space, but what she doesn't seem to have is a plan, a real, functioning offense designed to maximize Caitlin Clark's generational skill set. Why are there no off-ball screens to free her up like she had at Iowa? Why is she handling every single possession under full court pressure with no relief? Why does this team collapse every time a trap shows up, like they've never seen one before? These aren't rookie mistakes. These are coaching failures, repeated ones.
Caitlin Clark comes back and drop a goose egg, it's simply Stephanie White's fault. If Caitlin Clark is not playing to the Caitlin Clark we love to see, and we love seeing her hit logo threes, it's Stephanie White's fault. Don't blame this on Caitlin injury. Don't blame this on Caitlin not playing for a...
Then the final buzzer sounded, and Caitlin Clark didn't stick around. No handshake line, no rally the troops huddle, no emotion at all. Just a quick, quiet exit, head down, straight to the tunnel. And that silence, it was deafening. That wasn't just frustration, that was a message, a warning shot. This isn't just another rookie going through growing pains. This is a once-in-a-generation talent, being coached like she's ordinary. And here's the truth, Caitlin Clark isn't just a scorer, she's a movement. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a ratings machine, a cultural lightning rod. The kind of once-in-a-generation talent that doesn't just play the game, she changes it. She brings in new fans, new sponsors, and a national spotlight the WNBA has never seen before. But that spotlight comes with pressure, not just for her, but for the people around her. And right now, the one person under that microscope more than anyone, Stephanie White. Because if she keeps treating this team like it's business as usual, if she keeps forcing Caitlin into a broken system, into a playbook that doesn't match her skill set, into a structure that stifles instead of unleashes, then she's not just risking a losing season, she's risking everything.
This is it, bro. Like, it come down to Caitlin, bro. It is what it is, man. Caitlin, you gotta take a stand, man. You stand for something or you die. You'll fall for anything, man. Caitlin Clark, you gotta take this, y'all, and it's plain and simple. Caitlin Clark has to give the Indiana Fever an ultimatum. That's right. I've sat, man, I've been disgusted all day about this piss poor, embarrassing performance from the players, and most of all from this coaching staff. Stephanie White, I'll say it again, you are a pure bum of a coach. Trash.
Caitlin Clark could redefine this league, but only if she's given the support, the freedom, and the system to do it. If White can't evolve fast enough to meet this moment, she's not just going to lose games, she's going to lose Caitlin Clark. And if that happens, the fallout won't just hit Indiana, it'll shake the entire WNBA. Caitlin Clark's body language didn't lie, it screamed the truth louder than any post-game press conference ever could. Every slow walk to the bench, every exhausted exhale, every moment she sat alone with her head down, it told the story of a player reaching her breaking point. Not because she's not good enough, but because the system around her isn't. She's not just tired of losing, she's tired of being the only one expected to fix it. This isn't just a superstar struggling, it's a franchise wasting a generational opportunity.
Watch a 19-point loss, Caitlin Clark's return, in which, since this is a lady we're talking about, it looks like Stephanie White has spaded Caitlin Clark, for lack of a better way of putting it. If it was a dude, I'd say neutered, but, you get my point. She has taken away Caitlin Clark's greatest asset, which is the creator and instigator.
Caitlin Clark was never supposed to be a role player. She was drafted to transform this team, to spark a new era, to build something bigger. But what did she walk into? A team with no defined identity. A coaching staff still running plays that don't match her skill set. No off-ball action. No spacing. No protection from traps. Game after game, she's being asked to perform miracles, not with strategy, but with sheer will. And that's not sustainable, because talent without a plan is a waste. And when the most hyped rookie in league history is walking off the court without even acknowledging the bench, that's not just frustration, that's a red flag. That's a quiet, powerful message to the front office, the coaching staff, and the fans. I can't carry this alone forever. The Fever should be building a system around her, not dropping her into one that doesn't work. She needs screens, movement, role players who know when to cut, when to swing, when to space the floor. She needs leadership.
It puts out a lineup yesterday. Aaron McDonald starting at point. Kelsey Mitchell's at shooting guard. Caitlin Clark's at small forward. And I'm like, what is going on? Are we trying smaller lineups? I guess, okay, but are we doing a point forward situation? Is that what we're doing? We're doing a LeBron James point forward. No, the hell we ain't. We ain't. We're just running the same old, I want to say same old offense, but I don't know what that offense.
And trust, from the sidelines, what she doesn't need, to be treated like a regular rookie, while bearing the weight of an entire league spotlight. Because the clock is ticking. If the Fever don't evolve, if Stephanie White doesn't adapt and rise to the moment, they won't just lose games. They'll lose Caitlin. Not necessarily in contract, but in spirit, in passion, in presence. Because the moment she realizes her potential is being wasted, she might start looking elsewhere.
So I'm getting concerned. I'm getting concerned about Caitlin Clark's future with the Indiana Fever, because it's not just that they're losing these games, it's the manner in which they're losing. It's the low shot attempts from Caitlin Clark. It's the low usage from Caitlin Clark. It's the having her in the corner, coming off these screens, getting the ball on the wing, and then her losing the basketball, keep getting the ball in these unfavorable positions. She is at her best when she's pushing it up the floor, coming off the screen with the Leah Boston. You're not even doing that anymore. It seems like the Indiana Fever aren't prioritizing Caitlin Clark's growth as a player, but what they're prioritizing is the system of basketball that Stephanie White has ran throughout the entire.
Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White clearly like and respect one another, right? But that doesn't mean they always see eye to eye. And I am beginning to suspect more and more that there's a bit of a divide between the way that they see the game and the way that they think the Indiana Fever should play. You can just hear what they have to say and connect the dots a little bit. Not to mention, it didn't go well against the Golden State Valkyries. That was obvious to everybody, of course.
And if that happens, it won't just be an Indiana problem. It'll be a WNBA disaster. Caitlin Clark isn't just a shooter or a passer, she's a system. A once-in-a-generation player who draws double teams at half court, sells out arenas, and puts women's basketball in global headlines. And yet, night after night, she's being asked to do everything with nothing. No reliable screens, no off-ball movement, no adjustments to help her thrive. Just ISO after ISO, trap after trap, while she's left to figure it out on her own. The clock is ticking, because if the Fever don't wake up soon, if they don't build around her skill set, protect her on the court, and treat her like the superstar she is, Caitlin Clark won't wait forever. She's here to win, and if Indiana can't deliver that future, someone else will. Want more deep dives like this? Make sure you like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Caitlin's reaction was a message, or just rookie growing pains? Either way, the WNBA is watching.